Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Culture Shark. I'm Final Monkey,
And I'm Caleb.
And I'm Chunko.
and it is election week this Tuesday. We are having a very special election, and that's right, we will be choosing what is the greatest GameCube game of all time. So today we have brought in three video game political parties to make their case and debate what is the greatest GameCube game. And but before we do that, I want to do something that Caleb doesn't know I'm going to do real quick.
Sure.
I just want to point out just how crazy this election, the presidential election, has been. I have prepared a quick list of everything that I could think of that has happened this year. Most of these have happened in the last week. I'm just going to read through them really quick.
They're TOS, right?
Say that again.
They're TOS, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it
terms
should
of
be
service.
fine. I've edited them.
All right.
I've chosen the words very carefully. YouTube should not have a problem with them. But like, if any one of these things would happen to be a major news story, but all of these have happened. So
it's like a season of 24.
yeah. So here we go. A white drug substance was found at the White House. Trump was indicted repeatedly. Trump had a mugshot. Biden has quit the race. There was an attempt on Trump's life. Hulk Hogan appeared. Yeah, well, we'll get there. Hulk Hogan appeared at the Republican National Convention. Second attempt on Trump's life. Kennedy, Gabbard, and other Democrats endorsed Trump. Cheney and other Republicans endorsed Kamala. Biden put on a Trump hat. Trump repeats internet claim that Haitian migrants are eating the dogs and cats in Springfield, Ohio. Trump worked at McDonald's. Kamala created a Fortnite map and took away all guns immediately. Republican National Convention comic insults Puerto Rico. Biden calls Trump supporters garbage. Trump rides around a garbage truck. Biden says Trump is the kind of guy you want to smack on the ass. Trump enters a rally to Undertaker music. And a squirrel was seized by the federal government and killed, uniting the internet against the government.
That is the one that I'm the most insulted about is the squirrel.
Rest in peace, Peanut.
Rest in peace, Peanut.
So I just want to point out how
was
crazy
never
this year has been.
Right. I was never a Harambe guy because, like, taking away the means, a kid falls into the gorilla pen, you shoot the gorilla. But from what I can tell, it was just a squirrel, right? And like, it might have rabies. I'm like, how many squirrels are in New York City though?
Yeah. So yeah, not to get political, I just want to point out, just take a step back and go, wow, this has been a crazy year.
It definitely has been, which is kind of why so this one was my idea. I saw Maximilian do video games do this for the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 1. I thought it looked like a lot of fun. And I was like, you know what? They got pretty heated during that PS1 video. It's almost like a presidential debate. So that's kind of why we're doing this, is to make light of it in a way. Question, you know what I mean? Just to kind of like,
it's
have fun.
The election gets very stressful, so we're just gonna have fun and
no, we're gonna get really stressful here.
Well, yeah, we will. So the three of us have each picked a different group of games, and Caleb's group is the Grand Old Party.
Yes.
So
Grand
Caleb, do you want to? Yeah, do you want to read your list of games?
Yeah, sure. And with that, Cameron, I'll go ahead and send you the list as well. But yeah, so the Grand Old Party, I figured mine was like the most normie, because I'm very objective whenever it comes to what is the best. So mine includes Mario Sunshine, Twilight Princess, Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Mario Kart Double Dash, Soul Calibur 2, Resident Evil 4, Custom Robo, Four Swords, and Path of Radiance, the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance.
Yep. And then Chunko has the Wii Party. Do you have your list ready, Chunko?
Not yet. What's your party?
Okay, we'll switch then. So I went with the Offbeat Party. These are your weirder games.
Third party, huh?
Yeah, your treasure hunters. These are your little robots that will help a divorced couple survive. Help your child who isn't speaking. This is the Offbeat Party. So I got Pikmin 2, Pikmin 1, Chibi Robo, Eternal Darkness, Time Splitters, Future Perfect, WarioWare Micro Games, or is it Party Games? I think it's Party Games.
Mega Micro Games.
Yeah. Pac-Man Versus, Super Monkey Ball, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and Super Smash Bros. Melee.
All right. So for my political party, my current running mate is Metroid Prime, while the VP is the little-known Capcom game known as Killer 7.
He wasn't being sarcastic when he said little known. Nobody knows it.
Yeah, but it's amazing. But in the party is Kirby Air Ride, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, Mario Power Tennis, Ikaruga, Mega Man Network Transmission, the Resident Evil remake, Beautiful Joe, and Alien Hominid.
So there's our three groups. I failed to mention my running mate my candidate is the president from Pikmin 2, and the running mate is Chibi Robo. So,
and so for mine, the candidate is Princess Midna with Flood as the VP.
Nice.
So it's like backpack party. What is this?
Yeah.
Kind of. And so what we have right here.
Oop.
As Caleb has now left the chat.
Yep.
There he is.
Nope. Hey there.
Yes, right here.
There we go. All right. So I have them all here. This is everything. And so kind of the way that it's going to work. Let me see if I can get this. Where's Brand at? Yeah, we won't worry about that. Anyway, so kind of the way that this is going to work. And if you've seen the Maximilian video, we'll take turns and kind of just question another person's game on here. And it'll be like a head-to-head debate. And, we picked 30 games. Some of these games that we have picked each, we know are not top 10. So we may concede immediately. But some of them, and I already know which ones, we're going to be fighting very hard for to make this top 10. So with that being said, Junko is the guest. Why don't you go first? Try to pick one apart for me.
All right. Well, I guess we can start off with. How about this? Four Swords Adventures.
Oh, one of mine. Okay.
Yeah. Why would you pick Four Sword Adventures? And if so, why is it better than Twilight Princess or Wind Waker?
So I will admit that Four Swords Adventures is one of my personal favorites. It's one of my favorite 2D Zelda games. It may be in my own personal top 10, maybe a little bit lower on that list. This might be one of those where I'm willing to concede because I know that, first of all, a lot of people haven't played this game. For those of you who don't,
like, the popular vote doesn't matter, Caleb.
That's right. It's all about Electoral College. Who has played this game? No. So the reason that a lot of people haven't played this game, and I've discovered this through like talking with people and like Reddit and stuff. A lot of people didn't know that this was a single player game. People only thought that it could be played multiplayer. You had to have 4 Game Boys, and you had like, no, this can be played single player. It's a great game single player. A lot of people haven't played it, and also it is it's kind of niche. Like I said, this is not one of those that I'm personally going to fight for.
Can I challenge? This was designed with multiplayer in mind, and it is the most expensive game on this list. When you calculate it that way, you need 4 Game Boys, 4 connection cords.
That is true.
So
there's also Pac-Man Versus.
Oh, we'll get there.
We'll get there. Hey, easy.
We'll get there.
There's a big difference between this and Pac-Man Versus.
No fact checking.
Hey, I'm going to talk over the moderator. The big difference is Pac-Man Versus only requires 1 Game Boy, where 4 Swords requires 4 Game Boys, and is therefore has a bigger what's the word I'm looking for? A bigger entry cost for anybody to play.
Bigger entry cost. Yeah. Like I said, this is one that I personally like. Yes, it was designed for multiplayer. I love it as a single player game. But I have plenty to fight for.
I don't think it's even the best Zelda game on this list. So yeah.
So yeah.
Is it the best adventure game on this list?
So yeah. Anyway, so for our viewers and for our panelists as well, because this is kind of a new thing. That's kind of how this is going to go. Is kind of what we did there. So with that being said, Monkey, why don't you go next? You have anything?
I'm gonna challenge Beautiful Joe.
Okay. So that one is Cameron's. Cameron, I know why you picked this one. Why did you pick it?
Well, you know how Teddy Roosevelt got the VP slot because the Democrat Party set out gave him the slot to basically kill his career.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I did to Beautiful Joe.
I think this is for those who don't know, Beautiful Joe has a mechanic where you can speed up or slow down time.
Mach speed.
I played this game. I couldn't get past level 1. I could not get the mechanic down. This is a game for pro players. I would say this is not a game for the average citizen or an older gamer. This is this is limiting on the audience that could play it.
Definitely one of the weaker of the Capcom 5.
So, to be more blunt, the reason Cameron picked this one is because I hate this game. It's because we all hate this game and we just wanted to crap on it.
I didn't know where y'all were going to come from this because I was really hyped when this game came out, and then I was pretty disappointed with it. I just could not, and this could be a skill issue. I just could not get the hang of this game, and so
I've actually never liked the Beautiful Joe franchise in general, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They have the anime and even him as a character in Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm pretty sure we put him in our MVC4 video. But I personally don't like him in these games. I don't know. There's something about Beautiful Joe I just don't like. So, Representative Junko, you were conceding?
Yes, I am conceding this one.
All right. So, with that being said, okay, so he went after one of mine, then you went after one of his. I'll go after one of yours. It seems a little early for it, but let's go ahead. Let's talk some Time Splitters, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Time Splitters. Is it? Forgive me.
Future
It is called Future Perfect. I can't remember if it was Future Perfect or Future Imperfect. This is one of the greatest multiplayer shooters of all time.
Yes.
I think it rivals Perfect Dark for how good it is. And
for those who don't know, it's the same team, Free Radical,
yes,
who made the Time Splitters games. They came from Rare, who worked on GoldenEye and Perfect Dark.
And this game lets you play as a multitude of different monkeys.
So many monkeys.
Therefore, it cannot be a bad game. You get scantily clad women, funny jokes.
Yes.
Not Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
not
Vin Diesel. Funny cutscenes. Just a great little game, and they need to make a sequel.
I agree with everything you just said. However, when you think of GameCube, you don't think of Time Splitters. In fact, when I think of Time Splitters, I actually don't even think GameCube. To me, even though Time Splitters 2 and 3 were on both PlayStation 2 and GameCube, to me, the Time Splitter series is a PlayStation franchise.
But more of a multi-platform franchise, to be honest.
Yeah. And so that, like, if we're trying to break down to, like, the ultimate top 10, I don't see Time Splitters being on here.
I still think this is a great multiplayer experience, regardless if it's multi-platform. I don't think it's the number one game on this list, but I do think it deserves an opportunity to try to make the top 10.
Okay. Then here's what we'll do. In a situation like this, we're just gonna put a star next to it.
Okay.
And we'll come back to it.
All right.
Junko.
Right. I think I'm going to challenge Path of Radiance.
Okay. So, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. For my Smash Brothers people out here,
this is the guy. This is where Marth comes from, right?
No. This is where Ike comes from. This is where not Cloud Strife is from.
Is that the one with the red hair?
The green hair.
Jeez. Okay, first of all, this is Fire Emblem. They all have blue hair.
This is where you can play as the vampire and the phoenix, and right. This is the you have the Shining Force or whatever, right?
I think this is the ultimate tactics-based RPG, which is akin to Final Fantasy Tactics, Shining Force, absolutely. This is one of my favorites, and I think this is iconic to the GameCube, because if you take out games that aren't actually games, like the Pokemon box, which can go for well over $700, this currently is the rarest and most expensive GameCube game, which I know works against me because I just admitted this is the least successful GameCube game.
But Electoral College.
But Electoral College. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I'm a big fan of the character of Ike.
Is this the first Fire Emblem entry on a main console in America? Was this the first one? Okay.
Yes. So the previous two were Fire Emblem, which is known as Blazing Blade in Japan. It was on the GameCube, and then on the Game Boy Advance, and then Sacred Stones was on the Game Boy Advance. This is the first one on a mainline system.
In America.
In America, yes, in America. And so, I don't know. I think, to me, I think they got it right pretty much out of the gate with Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is just a perfect game concept. You know, the weapon triangle is fantastic. You know, it's just rock, paper, scissors. Axe beats arrows. Sword beats axe. No, axe beats sword.
Okay, so our candidate doesn't even know how system works. Now,
no fact checking.
Choking in the rally.
Yeah. So, counter question. Since you are reportedly the Fire Emblem expert on the panel right now,
yes.
How does this game rank compared to the other Fire Emblem games?
It's pretty mid.
That's what I thought, because I've played this game, and while I do agree that Fire Emblem is a fun concept, fun game, I could not get into this. There's a main boss that you're trying to fight at the end, Black Knight, and I just, for whatever reason, I just could not finish this game. I could not get into it.
Yeah. And also, like you said, it's a pretty mid game for a Fire Emblem game. We got it's going against. It's got not only the legacy of genealogy and the Game Boy Advance games, but also with future titles such as Awakening and Three Houses.
Yeah, and it did give us Ike. I will give you that, but Ike has become just one in a billion Fire Emblem characters around Smash Brothers. He's kind of gotten lost in the wayside, I think.
Yeah, I will. I'll concede this one. Awakening is the best Fire Emblem game. I'll concede that. And if we ever talk about 3DS, Awakening is the best 3DS game. So I'm just throwing that out there as well.
All right.
All right. Is that my turn? Or
I think it's Monkey's turn.
Who challenged who challenged Path of Radiance?
I challenged Path of Radiance.
Yep, that's Monkey.
Pick one to challenge. What's up with SpongeBob? Why is he on this list?
All right.
Nostalgia. And also, it's surprisingly a very good collectathon. Like, I played a lot of collectathons, when I was a kid, and this is actually one of the better collectathon 3D platformers in that generation on that system.
Explain collectathon, because honestly, collectathons aren't really around anymore. I think they stopped with the 6th generation of consoles. Explain the collectathon.
Well, the objective of a collectathon is that you collect, you have to do a certain goal in a platforming game in order to get a shiny object.
Audience gasps. Yeah.
You collect when you collect enough shiny objects, you get another level. Think Mario 64, Mario Odyssey, Mario Sunshine, for example.
I knew Mario, and SpongeBob was no Mario.
It's got 3 characters. I think it. To be honest, this is a hot take. I think it's better than Donkey Kong 64.
Well, that's not hard.
Listen,
question though.
It stacks up with Banjo-Kazooie, but not but it is better than Banjo 2.
Okay, so let me ask some questions because I know very little about this game.
Mhm.
Does this game feature a multiplayer mode?
It does not.
Does it feature voice acting?
Yes, it does.
Is it the actual SpongeBob character voices?
All of them except for Mr. Krabs.
So no Clancy Brown. Okay.
So no Clancy Brown.
Unfortunately, no Clancy Brown. Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions. Is the game funny?
It is funny. Yes.
Yeah, it actually is. It is really funny.
All right.
All
Any
right.
questions
So,
from you?
But if we're gonna go, but if this game is gonna go up against Sunshine in terms of 3 platformers,
that is what I was going to ask because so this is one that I have played. I've beaten this as well. It's a lot of fun. Surprisingly, a very
they also have the
dedicated-
HD release, which
Yes.
is something you can't say about a lot of these games.
That's true. It's true. But surprisingly, a very dedicated speedrun community as well. However, once again, like with Time Splitters, I say, when you think GameCube, you're not thinking SpongeBob.
Yeah. I think I will concede to that because, like you said, like multi-platform games, and I'm going to quote you on this, multi-platform games, they're usually not the heavy hitters.
Well, first of all, I didn't. That's not quoting me. I didn't say
Can we have someone play the tape back?
that.
Please.
No. But what I'm
Look,
saying
all I'm saying,
is,
Caleb, is you got a lot of multi-platform games on your list that I'm going to be attacking soon.
I have 3, and they are all correct.
Gentlemen, we have many games to get through. Let's try to stay on topic.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead. It's my turn. What's up with Ikaruga, man? Okay? What's up with Ikaruga?
Ikaruga's a great bullet hell.
Yeah, but it's a Dreamcast game.
So is Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, we're not there yet. Ikaruga is a Dreamcast game. Nobody played it on GameCube.
Is
No,
this
that's where
the
everyone got their start on playing Ikaruga, though.
is this the game that IGN used to say they frothed over or whatever? There was some big deal where they
Game trailers.
Yeah, somebody was saying our frothing something. Yeah,
I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, I think it was Ikaruga. I will fact check while you all debate.
I don't know what frothing is.
Like you're foaming at the mouth.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Our frothing demand for this game increases, is what they said.
It's kind of like whenever
it sounds like
critical
you
users
don't enjoy the final boss of Sonic Frontiers.
It was definitely disappointing. Now, dude, this is, first of all, like, this is not a GameCube game. This is a Dreamcast game. And if we're talking about top 10 Dreamcast games, this might be up there. But no, I cannot allow this. I've already had to put aside Time Splitters for right now. Time Splitters 3 for right now. We cannot move forward.
Chunko, how much did you froth while playing this game?
What does froth mean?
Foaming at the mouth.
Foaming at the mouth.
Oh, foaming at the mouth. I mean, it was a bit difficult. Yeah, I think I made it to the 2nd level, but there's only 5 levels.
Well, actually, hold on. Maybe I'm wrong. It says to be very angry about something, she was frothing at the mouth with rage.
Yeah.
What was the game trailer's quote?
Oh wait, no, wait. I was right again. Emit a large amount of saliva from the mouth and a bodily seizure.
You know what? I bet you this game would give people seizures because it's a bullet hell.
Well, also because of the red and blue, white and black sort of thing they're going with.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, Caleb, we can't allow immigrants into the whiteboard.
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard.
No, it's not that. I'm just saying that they have to. There's a certain way that they have to come to the system. Okay. There's a certain way.
Caleb, have you ever frothed before?
Have I ever frothed? Yes.
Is it true that you were frothing in the park last night? We have video evidence that you were frothing.
Yes.
Where were you in the Capitol building? Were you frothing in the Capitol building?
You know what? It was around the time that Metroid Dread came out, okay? And I couldn't help it.
So frothing is a good thing, you're saying? A lot of people frothed for this game, Caleb. So much frothing. There was so much. People got dry mouth because they were frothing so much for this game, Caleb.
I know, but we can't put a star beside every game.
So once the sequel
Caleb,
of this game, when the sequel of this game comes out, Ikaruga 2 will be called Ikaruga 2: Frothing Strikes Back or something like that.
Caleb, are you an anti-frother? Is that what you're saying?
I'm wipe your mouth, girl. Yeah. Oh God, no.
Are you part of Team Throthing or Team Hawk-Tua?
Here we go. No. I won't even dignify that with an answer. Here is my final question to you, Cameron. Is Ikaruga in your personal top 10?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
But you've given me plenty of ammunition to attack some of your other of some of the immigrants in your party, Caleb.
No, I didn't say there was anything wrong with multiplat. There's a certain way. We have a system.
There's
it came in legally through the Sonic or the Sega Nintendo partnership. They just did not seek it through a third party.
All right. Anyway, it's actually your turn. Bring it on.
All right. So I'm going to do a pick that's just more for trimming down the fat.
Okay.
So Final Monkey.
Yes.
Which game is better, Pikmin 1 or Pikmin 2?
Pikmin 2. No question. There are some people online that would debate that because Pikmin 1 has a 30-day time limit, but Pikmin 2 does not. I prefer not having that pressure. Pikmin 2 also introduced the cave system, which I think is just delightful. You go into a cave with 100 Pikmin, you fight through multiple sub-levels, and you might come out with 3 Pikmin left because you went through a bloodbath in there, and it's very exciting. Whereas in Pikmin 1, you can just go back and pluck more Pikmin, and you just have an infinite army. Pikmin 2, there is quite a challenge, and the bosses are quite challenging, and it's 2-player. And it has multiplayer. Pikmin 2 is far superior to Pikmin 1, and I think Pikmin 2 is the best of the 4 Pikmin games.
Okay.
So you can take Pikmin off the list.
All right. We get excited about the easy ones, you know?
Yeah, we got a lot of games to go through. So.
Yeah. We can't afford too much blood pressure to spike.
Yeah.
Yes,
we'll get there.
We have many topics to get to.
We'll get there, yeah. All right, so it is your turn.
It's my turn? Okay. Yeah. Let's go for Rogue Squadron 2.
All right, so this one's mine. Rogue Squadron 2, I think is it is the best arcade flight sim of all time. It was actually one of the original 11. Day one, there were 11 games that were released for the GameCube.
Look, he is having a senior moment. He can't even remember what system he's debating. I move that Caleb be struck from the platform and replaced with a new candidate.
I mean, look at these cups in my lipstick. Anyway, geez, not funny at all. Not me, but. But yeah, so this is also just one of the greatest Star Wars games of all time.
Is this game a remake of Rogue Squadron 1?
No, it's a sequel.
No, this is the sequel.
But is it in fact the same game?
You play as a different main character. In Rogue Squadron 1, you play as Luke Skywalker. In Rogue Squadron 2, you play as Wedge.
Yeah, this is Wedge's game.
Is this game just a remake of the first one and a glorified tech demo for the GameCube?
It is not a remake of the first game, but it is a glorified tech demo for the GameCube.
Thank you for answering my questions.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder whose side Chunko's on. We're trying to take out Caleb, but he keeps
bipartisan party. We try to eliminate the third party. It's
bipartisan. Oh man. No, I mean, like, here's you asked me my personal top 10. I mean, this is definitely on there for me. This isn't one of my guinea pigs. So yeah, Rogue Squadron 2. If we have to put stars next to them, like if we're putting stars next to Time Splitters, I'm willing to put a star next to Rogue Squadron. We come back to it to see if it ends up. To be
fair, I don't own this game, but I also don't hate this game. I'm just busting your chops.
I know. That's the point. I wanted this
on Rogue Squadron 3, but multiplayer co-op.
Well, yes, but the thing is you have to play it co-op. You cannot play it by itself. And Rebel Strike is an infinitely inferior game to Rogue Squadron 2.
Caleb, how much did you froth while playing Rogue Squadron 2? Be honest.
Quite a bit.
All right.
Quite a bit. Like I said, we'll put a star next to it.
All right.
So next up, hey, Chunko.
Yes.
What's a better game, Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil?
RE4.
Thank you.
It's worthy of being being on the board, but
it's worthy of being on. It's more worthy than Twin Snakes of being on the board.
We'll debate on which is the best Capcom 5 game later.
Yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, no, I mean, if we're getting rid of within the same series sequels like Pikmin, and I mean, Resident Evil 4 is. And we'll get there. I'll talk about Resident Evil 4 later. But remake is just nowhere near. It's not even the best remake in the Resident Evil series. So. Yep, that one is mine. We are back to Chunko.
All right, Caleb. I like to talk about a certain immigrant in your party. One that didn't go through the system of the Sega immigration, the Sega Refugee Act.
It did.
It didn't. This member of the party did not.
Fake news.
This is a part of the Smash Brothers.
This is a dual citizen member of this party, Soul Calibur 2.
Oh my. Okay. That's not what I thought you were going with, but yeah, let's talk Soul Calibur 2. Okay.
Now, Caleb, is it true that this game puts on a different face depending on which crowd it's in front of? It will put on it's not to be trusted, because when it appears before a PlayStation crowd, they try to
put Heihachi.
Yes, and then when they put on the in front of an Xbox crowd, they go with a Star Wars character.
No, it's Spawn.
It was Spawn.
Oh, Spawn. Which game had
4?
Soul Calibur 4.
I'm getting these mixed up. Yes.
Yeah.
So is this the one that had Link as the playable character? Okay.
This is the one that had Link, and that is.
This is the game that you cannot trust. We don't even know where it stands on the guest star issue.
Yeah. How can we trust for this to stay on the whiteboard? Like,
you know what? I can tell you why. As far as 1v1 fighters, it's the best on the GameCube. Soul Calibur 2, one of the best 1v1 fighters of all time. And so technically speaking, if we are talking about FGC tier lists, okay? Technically speaking, Spawn is the best character of the three as far as tier list goes. But Spawn sucks. Heihachi sucks. Link's dope. And whenever you think of, first of all, when you think of Soul Calibur 2, you're thinking Link, you're thinking the GameCube.
I will have a counter argument to this.
Okay.
One, in the FGC, the common console to play Soul Calibur 2 competitively is the Xbox. Two, Spawn is actually the one that fits the most in Soul Calibur 2, because in Soul Calibur 2, the creator of Spawn, Todd McFarlane, made a character for the Soul Calibur 2 roster known as Necrid.
That is correct. And Necrid is a cooler character than Spawn. And you can place Necrid in the GameCube one too.
And finally, is this a better fighting game than Super Smash Bros. Melee?
You need to answer the question, sir.
It's not, but
I rest my case.
But if we, what?
Go ahead.
If we're gonna go by one,
Are you still there?
I think he's breaking up a bit.
Okay. So
you guys hear me?
Yes.
No, we can hear you now.
Can you name any other characters besides Link? That's the only character I know of out of this series. Smash Brothers has way more memorable characters than
Nightmare, Lizard Man.
Why
did I go with Lizard Man?
Why did you go with Lizard Man?
I deserve this. I went with Lizard Man. I deserve this.
Cleavage Girl with swords. Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Sophitia. That's my bae right there. Okay.
That's not what he's meaning. He's meaning Ivy.
I
don't even know. I just picked tropes and figured there was a character that had those. So
yeah. Okay, so Monkey.
Mario Tennis.
Ooh.
Okay, so I put this on the slot because when you think of a Nintendo console, you think of a Mario sports game.
No, I don't.
At least one.
I would
include Mario Kart a part of that. But I would argue that Mario Power Tennis is the best out of all of them. Better than Mario Strikers, better than Double Dash. Double Dash isn't even the best racing game on the GameCube.
I will give you that Camelot was on fire at this time with their games, and that the cutscenes are hilarious. However, I think Mario Golf is a better game than Mario Tennis.
I disagree heavily because another reason is because tennis games are very easy to pick up and play. It's the perfect party game to play with people who are fresh into this game. They never played Mario Tennis before, but it's like, hey, it's like tennis, but wacky.
But the special moves just slow down the gameplay so much, I feel like.
And I'll go ahead and bring something up. The way you just described Mario Tennis being a pickup party game, Double Dash does that better.
No, it doesn't.
I think Double Dash is one of the weaker entries in the Mario.
Oh no, we're not there yet. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Hold on. I'm just saying, Double Dash is better than Mario Tennis.
And I'm just going to ask for the historians: which of these games introduced Waluigi? Was it tennis or golf? I think golf was
tennis.
first.
Tennis is where Waluigi was introduced.
Okay,
Wait,
That was
hold
in
on,
Mario
hold on.
Tennis on the Nintendo 64.
gotcha. Okay, that's what I'm missing. Okay. Uh,
Is,
I think golf though is a little less wacky and more of a balanced golf simulation. And tennis kind of those super moves really kind of break the flow of the game for me.
The whole point of playing Mario Tennis is for those super moves, is for the wackiness. Why would you want to play a golf game that just happens to have Mario characters in it?
you know what?
If I'm gonna play a party, like a arcade style like tennis game that doesn't have the wacky stuff, I might as well just play Virtua Tennis.
Mario Golf has hidden Pikmin in it. You can hit the flowers and little Pikmin run out.
If I may,
Yes, but
I'm
we
going to go
already
ahead.
have a Pikmin game on the slot.
I'm going to go ahead and Mario Golf isn't even on the list, but if I may, I'm going to go ahead and point something else out. Mario Tennis isn't even the best Nintendo tennis game.
What would that be?
Are you talking about Virtua Tennis? I think you're talking about
Nah.
Virtua Tennis on the.
Wii Sports Tennis is
the Virtual Boy.
the Virtual Boy. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. No. Here's the thing, Cameron. Is Mario Tennis even on your top 10?
Top 10 like GameCube games?
Yeah.
Maybe like it might edge towards number 10. That's why I want at least a star.
I think that this game has a questionable past. The Mario Tennis game was on the Virtual Boy and therefore should be disqualified just for being with the Virtual Boy.
Hey, being a part of a failed console does not equal anything. By that argument, none of these games should be on the ballot.
At some point, they were all on the Wii U. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Each person gets a star. But if you want to save something else, you got to get rid of your star. So let's say that I want to save another one of my games. I have to get rid of the star on Rogue Squadron, and I have to concede it.
That's a good rule.
So if you want your, is this your star right now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mega Man Network Transmission. This one
either sounds like a IT department or an STD. I'm not sure.
So Mega Man Network Transmission. This is a platformer in an RPG series.
And it's an homage to both Mega Man, like the original Mega Man series, and X, because Zero's in it.
And it's not as fun as either of them.
Or as fun as the Battle Network games.
So,
Thank you.
Looking at our list, I'm realizing that when you said RPG, it clicked into mind that we don't really have a lot of RPGs on here. And one of the big omissions, just because I haven't played it, is Paper Mario.
Yeah, I haven't played it.
No, I haven't played Paper Mario either.
Yeah, so I would challenge that this game can't even hold a candle to Paper Mario.
That is a good argument.
Yeah. So my argument is there are 2 Mega Man collections on this system.
Yes, and what's your point?
And they're both better than this game.
Okay.
That's my case. Is like why would
we're talking about collections? Then I can attack Sonic Adventure 2 with that.
No. This right here. This is not as good as any of those collections. You know what? I'll go ahead and say this. Mega Man X6 is better than this game.
What is your argument? I'm so confused right now. I'm very confused what your argument is right now.
Like, why would you play? And because he said that this homages the original series and Mega Man X, and I'm like, well, you can get those collections on the GameCube as well. So why play an inferior homage when you can just get the collection of better games?
You're saying we have Mitt Romney at home and we shouldn't play. What are you? I'm still confused. What your argument is? I think that there are better Mega Man games in those collections, and we need
Yes,
to.
that's what
So
I'm
what? Are,
saying. Yes,
so what are you arguing? Get this game off this list. I'm so confused.
this is Cameron's game, not my game. I'm attacking his game.
Oh, I thought this was your game. I was so confused why you
No,
were fighting.
no, I'm attacking Cameron's game.
Oh, I thought you were
It's kind of like,
defending it.
hey, it's kind of like, it's, Caleb, you're kind of like Donald Trump wishing Biden was back, you know? Put a lot of love in this game that you hate.
Well, it was gonna be Beautiful Joe, but then he attacked it before I could. I had to do it to another Capcom game.
Just like how Biden got replaced.
All right.
All right.
It's your
Sorry
turn.
for the confusion. I just
Yeah.
All right. Another one off the chopping block, WarioWare.
Oh.
WarioWare is one of those rare Nintendo games that Miyamoto had very little to do with, and it is such a unique take on the party game concept, and the idea that this is a think fast, be on your toes type of game. It originated on the I believe the Game Boy Advance. I want to say it was where it started. But this one adds a very fun multiplayer mode where you're just trying to outreact the other people in the room, and the games are hilarious. Just a very fun game, and I think one of the better WarioWare games in the series.
I'm going to disagree with you right then and there. This is
I-
not one of the better WarioWare games.
I agree. This is probably number 4 in my opinion as far as WarioWare games go.
Because for one, this is just WarioWare on the Game Boy Advance, but you can play with multiple people. The original.
But the original was a great game, so
It
what's
was a
wrong with
great
that?
game, but is it the best WarioWare game? I can think of a couple that are better. WarioWare Touch, WarioWare Smooth Moves,
Yep.
Game and Wario,
If
WarioWare DIY.
If I'm elected, Wario is going to cut our excess spending. I'm going to hire him, and he will cut all of our excess government.
But he's just gonna hoard all the gold.
He may
going against
profit.
the Mushroom Kingdom.
He may profit from this, yes, but just think of how much more efficient our government will run when we have a businessman like Wario in charge of.
He made a child work for him. He was like 9 years old. He really liked video games.
Did he or did he not have a harem with Mona Pizza when she was just 16 years old?
Listen to me, okay? This is a businessman, unlike Sonic, who has never ran a business in his life. He has been.
He knows no more about running than you'll ever know.
He has been the government
Sonic
system.
is a victim of racial profiling.
Sonic has never had an actual job. He has never worked at McDonald's. Wario, he has had multiple careers. He has started a successful video game company, hired many employees, and had much success. Created a multiple gaming series, and I just think that we need that type of businessman in our government. Therefore, Wario, I rest my case.
Let me ask you this, because it's obvious that Cameron and I both want this game gone. Would you rather have this or Time Splitters?
It's a good. let me just kind of run through it in my head here. Time Splitters, we had, this really fun, multiplayer game. I guess which one's the better multiplayer game? Let me think of it that way.
But there's also Pac-Man Versus. There's also
Oh,
Pac-Man
no,
Versus on the table.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. So, yeah, I guess you could knock this one off. I think there are better games out there. I just wanted to make the comparison there.
Can't forget Wario bought Twitter and called it W.
He called it wow. All right, that was Chunko's Monkey.
Which game am I attacking? Let's see. Kirby Air Ride.
Ooh.
I think Kirby Air Ride's a better racing game than Double Dash.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
So I know very little about Kirby Air Ride. I know it has a one-button control. How many characters can you play as in Kirby Air Ride?
Okay, so in Kirby Air Ride, you can play as either Kirby and his clones. It's actually a stealth sequel to Amazing Mirror. Not really, but you can also play as King Deity or Meta Knight if you unlock them as bosses.
So 3 characters, gotcha.
But the game has multiple vehicles, all of them very distinct. They all have very distinct quirks and they all have like certain rules. Unlike other like racing games where they're really just stat changes.
Right. Because stat changes are the least important part about gameplay mechanics.
And most importantly of all, this game has city trials. Where
Right.
Does it have multiplayer?
It does.
It does. It's some of the best multiplayer you can have on the GameCube.
So here's my thing, Cameron. You bring up City Trial.
What is City Trial?
For those who don't, do you remember what is it called in Smash Bros? Is it called Smash Run? Cameron?
Yeah, it was on the 3DS version.
Yeah, so Smash Run, essentially it's where you're in this big open world, you go around and you collect
stats.
You collect certain stats, whether you want to
collect certain cars.
Right. And so essentially you don't pick
you can collect the Dragoon or the Hydra.
And so essentially you have to go around, you collect stuff, and then instead of picking it, you just collect it and then you go and play the game. Here's my thing. City Trial is so much fun. But the racing is not fun.
I am going to challenge both of these titles, Air Ride and Double Dash, right now, and say that neither of them is the greatest racing game on the GameCube. And I'm going to throw a dark horse candidate in that Fire Emblem is the greatest racer. Ike is amazing. F-Zero GX is superior to both of these.
No.
Yeah, we disagree with that.
No, it's not even the best F-Zero game.
Not even the like if you said Sonic Riders, we may have debated on this.
No, I wouldn't even debated Sonic Riders. No, F-Zero GX crashes the system. It barely runs.
And also, the arcade version is just better.
Yeah, F-Zero AX is better, and F-Zero X on the 64 is better.
Yeah, it runs circles around it. F-Zero X, that's the best racing game on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, that'll agree with. However,
I'm just saying that Wikipedia says that F-Zero.
You told us you weren't going to fact check.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So let me get back to this. So I agree that City Trial is good. But when your best part of your game isn't even the main part of the game, that's a problem. You know,
I
we're
would say
talking
even the racing's pretty good.
pretty good. Pretty good.
And I would argue that the double dash racing is pretty bad.
It's not. It's not. It is one of the best. It is actually. We'll get to Double Dash, but Double Dash is an honest racing game. Okay. You don't have you don't have shortcuts. You don't have any of that. It is an
You don't have
honest
shortcuts
racing.
in the Kirby Air Ride either. You just have
Yeah.
skill with one button.
Is Kirby Air Ride a euphemism? Yes or no?
You're never riding any air in that game.
So the title is false. Yes.
Sonic Riders, you ride on air, you know, but like not even air ride.
What is a double dash, Caleb?
It's whenever two people dash.
Gentlemen, we need a decision. Kirby Air Ride, yes or no?
Cameron, this or Power Tennis?
Air Ride.
All right. So we're whittling it down. We've gotten rid of Mario Tennis. That is a success right now. All right. Killer 7. I attack Killer 7. Cameron, what is this game? Who's heard of this game? Nobody.
Exactly. It's the J.D. Vance of video games.
You're not talking in its favor.
But once you actually play it, you think, oh, this is actually pretty good.
What is this game? Explain.
So, all right, so Killer 7, a part of the Capcom 5, which was 5 exclusive games on the GameCube. None of them ended up being exclusive, but except for Killer 7. At least I think. Let me check real quick.
No
I know
fact
I got
checking.
it on PC, but
No fact checking.
okay, no fact checking. But this is a game. It was actually developed by Suda51. He made the No More Heroes series. He also made Lollipop Chainsaw. Just a whole lot of a lot of people will call them very quirky games. But this, I think, is his best one.
Nintendo is known for its family-friendly image, which is frankly American. How does Killer 7 stack up to the family-friendly Nintendo image?
Not at all.
And
it has a lot of dark themes. I will not get into too much of the dark subject matter. Let's say there's a lot of killing. There's a lot of blood, a lot of everything. But you're probably wondering, what is the game? How do you play the game? Well, I'll tell you. So you play as Smith, who is an assassin with multiple personalities. And you switch from these personalities, and it's a different character.
So he's Moon Knight.
Yes, he is Moon Knight.
still not in his favor.
One of them is a luchador with grenade launchers. And
But who has played this game? If we're talking about the ultimate top
the Electoral
10,
College dictates that Killer 7 can be on here.
it can be.
It has to win Ohio, though. But I'm pretty sure it will. Hey, thank you for the fact check, monkey.
Listen, this game was attacked in front of Congress and really hurt Nintendo's image. They said it was rated incorrectly. It should have been a adults only title due to its content. and therefore I think that due to its shady history and past, it should be stricken from the record and disqualified.
No.
Well, then here, I
will not let the liberals.
Then let me ask you this
Killer
question.
7.
We cannot have people housing wild animals in their house. we cannot. I don't care if it's a squirrel. It is a wild animal.
We cannot allow. Are you saying we can't allow wild luchadors in our houses?
That is exactly what I'm saying. Okay, and that's what the wall's for. Anyway, okay, I'm going to make you choose.
Oh, Killer 7 all the way.
So we get rid of Air Ride.
Yes.
All right. I'm pretty sure that's just one of our main ones at this point. Okay, so that is Cameron's turn.
I've learned recently, the past minute, is that you can't explain why Killer 7's an amazing game without sounding like a schizo. That's how it's got to be sometimes.
Caleb, could I have a rule clarification here? What is our goal?
Yes.
To get down to the top 3 games? Is that what we're trying to do?
10.
Top 10. Okay.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yes.
All right.
It's Cameron's turn.
Cameron. All right, go ahead and select Cameron. So we're targeting the ones we don't think deserve to be in the top 10.
Top 10, exactly.
Pac-Man Versus. And I like Pac-Man Versus, but
Pac-Man
I don't think it's top 10
Versus-
material.
Pac-Man Versus was a free game. This game was given out to everybody. You could have got it free. And yes, there is you do need to have a Game Boy Advance, but only one, unlike Four Swords. And this is just they took a game that was old and tired and been done to death and brought a brand new spin to it and showed that you can really breathe new life and innovation into a old game.
So explain how this game was free.
You could get I remember getting free discs for this from somewhere. I don't remember where I got them from.
Free with
Pac-Man
World 2.
Pac-Man World 2. Yes, it did come free with that.
Okay, so not free.
And I might be
Very economic.
But I remember you could go up to like GameStop and just get just the disc for free. They had like a stack of them.
Well, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll say that. We'll give the benefit of the doubt and say that.
And this could be my foggy memory of 30 years ago or whatever.
But like I said, we'll go ahead and give the benefit of the doubt. You have to have a Game Boy Advance, though.
And more importantly than that.
No. We'll get there. I know what you're about to say, but we'll get there. Mm-hmm. So the Game Boy Advance.
I will admit that this does have a barrier to entry with the Game Boy Advance. But it's
not just the Game Boy Advance, though.
Oh.
You have to have
I'm
the link
familiar with Pac-Man Versus, but I met Pac-Man Versus in the country of the Nintendo DS. And that version of Pac-Man Versus was quite superior. Better graphics. Well, I wouldn't say better graphics, but you could use it on the with. All you need to have is a copy of Namco Museum DS, one copy of Namco Museum DS, and 4 DSs, which is not hard to get at all because DSs back in the day were like iPhones today.
For the sake of time, I will go ahead and concede Pac-Man Versus. We are running a little late on time, so I will concede that this is an amazing multiplayer experience, but it is also a simple game where there's not a whole lot of levels and so on. So
yeah, it's actually your turn.
Custom Robo.
Okay, Custom Robo. This is
Caleb's Killer 7.
this is my Killer 7. I think this is one of the greatest games of all time. It is. It's
Fantastic
kind of got,
multiplayer.
it's kind of got like the gameplay of Power Stone, but you create your own robots, and you shoot pods, bombs, and it's got a very in-depth RPG-like story mode where you play as a cop who is going around arresting people who are stealing other people's robots and using illegal parts. It's amazing. And so, honestly, this is probably like the first like RPG story that I was really enthralled with. And so, yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the greatest games of all time. One of the greatest Power Stone fighters of all time. I think this is better than Power Stone. Yeah, I mean, I really have nothing more to say, but I think this is one of the greatest games of all time. And it's a shame that all we ever got here in America was this one and the DS one.
And there is like, I'm pretty sure like Custom Robo series has been shelved indefinitely.
Yes, it has, because the creator of Custom Robo actually left Nintendo.
Yeah. So I have a question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Is this better than Rogue Squadron 2?
Yeah, it is.
But also, would you rather save Rogue Squadron 2 over Sonic Adventure 2?
We're not there yet. All right? We're not there. Anyway, it's my turn. Okay, it's my turn. Well, actually, you didn't even get to counter Custom Robo. Did you have something to say?
To me?
Yeah.
Not really. I don't know anything about it. So.
Okay. Eternal Darkness.
Listen, I knew it was going to be his Killer 7, so we'll just cut it out.
Yeah.
Eternal Darkness revolutionized horror gameplay forever with its insanity system. There is some really fun and unique insanity effects in this game. It really plays with your mind at times, making you think that the TV is turning down, or there was a time where my character was bleeding to death and I was freaking out and trying to heal. And my character exploded instead of healing. Just a really fun game, and you get to play through multiple time periods as multiple characters, and just it was really Nintendo trying something different through a second party, trying to step into an area that they don't usually make games in, a different genre.
So my counter argument to this game is one, they never tried this again.
That was due to the person running the company, kind of ran the company into the ground.
Yeah, it's because of Too Human.
Yeah, Dennis Dyack, was that his name?
Mm-hmm.
He was spending a lot of money on a lot of different things, it just.
And unlike Retro Studios, that guy owned the whole company, so Nintendo couldn't just kick him out like they did with Retro, with the founder of Retro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think Eternal Darkness is pretty cool, though. You learn a lot about history, and it's it's a Cthulhu game when you get down to it.
Yeah.
It was one of the early games that started the Cthulhu craze, I would say.
My second counterpoint is, and I'm glad you brought up Retro. As far as thrills and suspense, Eternal Darkness versus Metroid Prime, I don't know.
Those are two different games. Let's not even go there.
And then as far as the best horror game on the GameCube, Resident Evil 4 is legendary.
The story in Eternal Darkness is really cool because you're playing as different descendants of the same family throughout time as they're trying to face against the darkness. And what you do in one storyline may affect what happens in a later storyline. You may run into, like, one character may turn into a zombie or something, and then you run into that zombie hundreds of years later. And it's just really cool how it all ties together.
But is it like the zapping system of Resident Evil 2 where you have control over that, or is it simply a scripted event?
It's a scripted event. You can't change that. But I think it has a unique spell system, unique, and like I said, the insanity system was something that was really new at that time.
Okay. So I personally think that this is not top 10. This should be gone. Chunko, where are you at on this?
I'm also split on Eternal Darkness being removed because I do agree that it's a classic and is like one of the when people think of an M-rated Nintendo game, they think of Eternal Darkness.
That I'll disagree with.
But the question is this better than Time Splitters?
Because there is a time travel mechanic too. You did say that.
Well, not necessarily a time travel mechanic. You are reading books and learning about what happened 100 years ago, and then you get to play through that scenario. Is this better than Time Splitters? I don't know. Time Splitters is incredible.
You could remove another member in your party, or argue with a different game, because we do need to remove a game.
I love Super Monkey Ball. It is one of the first 11, or how many games Caleb said at the beginning.
11.
I like the multiplayer mode better than the single player mode.
No, I feel it on Super Monkey Ball.
But I think I like Eternal Darkness and Time Splitters way more than I like Monkey Ball.
All right. So I believe mine was Eternal Darkness.
All right. So I'm up next, correct?
Chunko.
Okay, so
yours.
Let's get this over with. All right. Okay. Twilight Princess versus Wicker.
I like Twilight Princess more.
Twilight Princess was a better game on the Wii.
No, it wasn't. It was a nothing game on the Wii. There was no point to the motion controls on the Wii. This is a GameCube game that at the last second got ported to the Wii.
I think, I was just throwing it out there just to be a jerk. I think that Wind Waker is more true to Zelda. I'm not saying it's the perfect Zelda game. It does have its flaws, but just the idea, the exploration, there's this wide open sea that you're exploring, and it's colorful, and it feels more like a Zelda game than Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess is just a very drab, ugly game. I feel like all the characters are gray and blah, grays and browns and tan colors, and just very...
Twilight Princess came from that era where there was a lot of color fatigue among the Nintendo fan base. If that makes any sense.
It was a reaction to Wind Waker. The early trailers from Wind Waker were not well received because of the chibi look, but then people grew to love it, grew to love the animation, and just there's a lot more personality in Wind Waker than there is in Twilight Princess.
So that I will actually disagree with you there. This is my hot take. I think aesthetically, Wind Waker is a game that feels more alive, you know. But when you get down to dialogue, every character in Twilight Princess has like a character arc. Even Colin, the little boy from your hometown who gets a fraction of screen time, he has his own character arc. I think that everything that people love about Wind Waker is purely aesthetic. But as far as game, story, in pacing, even, I will argue pacing. I think Twilight Princess is better. Specifically because
I don't like playing as a wolf.
I'm
I
just
love that.
sitting here thinking about both games. I'm getting excited about Wind Waker. Like I want to go play Wind Waker right now. Like I'm remembering the scene where you confront Ganon and the dragon comes flying in and set the room on fire, or where you first see the underwater Hyrule and that final battle. It's just I have so many great memories of Wind Waker. I do not have great memories of Twilight Princess. I barely remember Twilight Princess. Like it kind of just feels like it's one of those Zelda games from that era. Okay, and it just doesn't stand out the way Wind Waker does. And
well, let me ask you this about Wind Waker then, because both of these games were ported to the Wii in an HD version.
Okay.
Twilight Princess, they kind of left alone because it's perfect. And yeah, Wind Waker, they drastically cut down on the collecting the Triforce pieces.
Did not
Even the Chozo artifacts, whenever they ported Metroid Prime to the Switch, they didn't cut down the Twilight on the Chozo artifacts.
It's because the artifacts aren't as bad.
I have never understood the argument against the Triforce pieces. And maybe just because I'm an old school Zelda person that played the original. Like I grew up with Zelda 1 on the NES, where there was just, you had to explore, you had to find stuff. And so when I was playing Wind Waker, I was finding the Triforce stuff as I was playing. And so when it got to the end, it was like, oh, now you got to find this Triforce stuff. I'd already found most of it. And so I guess I didn't have the issues that other people had. So I don't see that as a knock. It's kind of like, oh hey, you really should have been finding this all along the way, but if you didn't, here you could get the maps now. We'll tell you where the stuff is. And so to me, it's all about that exploration. And I didn't even have a problem with the sailing. I know a lot of people are like, oh, the sailing takes forever, blah blah blah. Once you got the ability to warp around and stuff, it's not a bad thing at all.
So once you got the ability to skip the main gimmick, it became good.
You're twisting my words. Get the transcript. Let's go over what I said. No, I do think that
here's the thing. If I argue that Wind Waker is a better game than Twilight Princess.
No. Here's the thing. I might concede to that, but I want to say these are both top 10.
Okay, then what would you say is a better alternative to be on the chopping block? Sonic Adventure 2?
Alien Hominid.
As much as I love Alien Hominid, we all love Alien Hominid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. But like when you think of GameCube, first of all, when you think of Alien Hominid, you're not even thinking of a console, you're thinking of a website.
And I'll say this, when I'm thinking of GameCube, I don't think of either of these games, Sonic Adventure 2 or Alien Hominid. Alien Hominid is a fun niche game, but I don't think it's top 10. Sonic Adventure 2 is a Sega game. This is not this
is a refugee. This is not a natural born citizen of GameCube.
Yeah, it's a Dreamcast game that got ported over, and it will always be a Dreamcast game in my head.
Like I could concede to the argument that Twilight Princess was born in GameCube and then immigrated to the Wii.
And it's dual citizenship.
Yeah, dual citizenship. But Sonic Adventure 2,
I didn't even bring up Sonic Adventure 2. I brought up Alien Hominid.
Oh yeah,
and I'm saying that both don't deserve to be here.
Well, let's take a look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We got to get rid of 4 of these.
So yeah, Alien Hominid, Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, we're saying get rid of both of those. I don't even think Sonic Adventure 2 is a fun game.
No, let's not get too. Let's not get too.
Hold on.
Well, I will say this: some of the levels are fun, some of the levels are not fun
Wait,
at all.
wait, hold on. $15. I miscounted.
All right, 5 games. So we get rid of Alien Hominid and Sonic Adventure 2 right away. We take down.
Okay, now that we're down to the last 5, we have to take turns. Let's just talk about I don't like Chibi Robo.
Easy. What are
Easy?
you doing? I'm saying back up, back off. Don't come after my boy Chibi.
Well, I mean,
Is it better than Sunshine though?
Chibi Robo is a unique experience of a little robot housekeeper that is brought into a broken family whose the dad has spent all their money. It's falling apart. But there's actually an alien invasion coming, and you have a little girl that's traumatized and only talks to frogs. So you have to put on a little frog outfit to get her to talk to you. And you bring this family back together, and it's heartwarming how you restore the. I can't defend this game. I like it, but it's it's a
your
weird
Killer
little
7.
game.
It sounds like this is your Killer 7.
It's a weird little game, and I like the characters. It's silly. I just wish this one would get a HD re-release, a remake, or be rediscovered on if Switch 2 ever has a Nintendo Online. I think this is a gem that a lot of people did not play.
So
It's very satisfying going around with your little toothbrush and cleaning up the mud and just making sure you clean up all the it's like the power wash simulator. How that's very satisfying. It's the same thing where you're just going around cleaning up garbage and stuff, while also dealing with quirky characters.
So here's the thing. I am still on Time Splitters 3. This one, to me, it's just not a GameCube game. Would you rather have Chibi Robo?
I've already conceded Chibi Robo that it is
Okay.
And Cameron conceded Alien Hominid also. So if you want to knock those off the list, we
Gotcha.
But now Sonic Adventure 2.
So here's the thing. Nobody played the Dreamcast one. People only ever played the GameCube one.
I played it, but okay, go on. I may have played it at Toys R Us, but I did play it.
Right, because no one owned a Dreamcast. This one is actually Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. This one has the multiplayer. Which multiplayer was a ton of fun.
Multiplayer's bad.
He almost said it. And I also believe this to be one of the greatest platformers. I think this is the best 3D Sonic game. They're making a movie on it they're releasing a movie about it next month. I mean, this is the Shadow game. This is a classic. Every kid I knew when I was a kid, we all had Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube.
I did have it
when I was a kid.
Yeah, you kids. I'm more of a, and again, I'm an older gamer. I like the more traditional 2D Sonic. So the jump to 3D for me did not work with Sonic Adventure where it worked with other titles like Mario or Zelda. For me, when it jumped to 3D, it just did not work for me personally.
I disagree, but I do agree that this is not going to be a part of the top 10 because I have a question for you, Caleb. Is this better than Sunshine?
I play it more than Sunshine, but Sunshine is objectively a better game.
All right, let's flip the because we're running a little low on time. Let's flip the script. Who's our locks that are definitely in the top 10 that we all three agree on?
Do we all agree on Sunshine?
Sure.
I think that there are some gameplay elements that are
questionable.
So, like that stupid pachinko machine that drove me crazy. I spent hours trying to beat. But is it in the top 10? Sure.
All right. So We're good there. Let's see. Resident Evil 4.
Yes.
I've never played Resident Evil game, but I know that this one's well loved. I'll give you this one.
Metroid Prime.
Of course.
I think so, yeah.
Even though that stupid cloaked enemy got stuck in the doorway and I could not scan him, and I got mad and quit. Sure.
Melee. I'm not even going to ask you guys.
Melee, if you don't count phone games, Melee is probably the game that I put more hours to than any game in existence, I would say, because I would go during my lunch break and just unlock all the characters over and over at Best Buy, because every day the game would get reset, and then I'd just go up there and unlock them all again. I played it nonstop.
And Pikmin 2. So as far as our locks, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. So
Okay.
we got to get down to 5 more.
Well, 3 more.
No, I mean like 5 more, as in like we have 5 locks, and so we need 5 more locks.
Okay.
So
I think Wind Waker should be a lock.
Oh, I didn't even think about Wind Waker. Yeah.
Right.
So that's So 4 more. Where are we on Twilight Princess?
What would you prefer as a lock? Twilight Princess or Double Dash?
Oh, you can't make me choose that. Come on.
I think Double Dash is okay. But it's not like. I think Mario Karts though are a dime a dozen. So it's like
Mario Kart 8 is the best.
Yes, I'd agree.
Okay, so to Twilight Princess, that's a lock for me.
How did Twilight Princess become a lock? We didn't agree to that.
He asked if I wanted Twilight Princess or Double Dash.
So you have to get rid of Double Dash.
Well, hold on. No. You said which one was a lock, not which one are we getting rid of.
Okay. All right, so you pick one out of 3 to get rid of: Twilight Princess, Sonic Adventure 2, or Double Dash. There we go.
Here's my next thing, though. One of these two got to go.
I'll toss out Time Splitters. I think it is the best multiplayer game on.
It had a good run.
I think it's the best multiplayer game, but also concede that it's probably more of a multi-platform. I don't think of it as a Nintendo game. I'll give you that. Dude,
Time Splitters was like Bernie Sanders. It was like, man, how did he last that long?
So we need
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, is that 10?
Nope,
11.
There's one more.
I think we got to toss Sonic overboard. It's either Sonic or Twilight Princess.
All right,
I think Twilight Princess, even with all the problems I have with it, I think it's a better game than Sonic.
All right. So if that's the case, then we have one more thing to do. Give me 1 second so I can set it up. We have one more thing to do now that we've gotten this far. So we have.
I would put our locks, the ones we had lock, as our bottom 3. I would say like the 10, 9, 8. I would say.
What?
I would say, we're trying to rank them in the top 10, the ones that we put stars by, that were our personal favorites, would be the bottom 3 of the top 10, like 8.
Okay,
9. I get what he's saying.
If that's the case, I think Killer 7's number 10.
I wouldn't say it's better than Custom Robo. I would say it's better than Custom Robo, though. I would say I would concede that Eternal Darkness is a more like beloved game than Killer 7, but I don't think that Custom Robo is like better than Killer 7.
I'm gonna remember this. Okay, I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna want something out of this.
But number 9,
so
Killer 7.
So number 9 is Killer 7. You can put Eternal Darkness as 8. I have no problem with that.
Well, yeah, that was our kind of rule. Is that we were like,
these are the ones that we put stars. These are personal favorites. Next up, I think.
So was it Melee, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Pikmin 2, Sunshine, and what is the other game? Or is there
Metroid Prime?
Metroid Prime.
I would put Sunshine number 7.
And what's the other game though we're counting? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing some games. 1, 2.
So we had Sunshine, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Resident Evil 4. It was Resident Evil 4 that you were missing.
Resident Evil 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sunshine number 7.
Yeah,
Okay,
Sunshine is fun,
yeah.
but I don't think it's like the best Mario game. But definitely,
I can agree with that. Next up,
I would say Twilight Princess. I don't know why it's ranked this high, but I would say Twilight Princess number 6.
Yeah.
I might even say, yeah. Well, I think Mario Sunshine may be better than Twilight Princess, but that's just me.
The full name there.
I hate Twilight Princess. So
but you hate it because your theory didn't pan out. That's a personal.
But even then, at the end though, the butler did it. We're keeping his identity a secret. Then we unmask him. It's like I don't even know who this is. Who cares?
All right, so we're in the top.
It'd be like asking the Scooby Doo villain, his character that wasn't even in the episode. You're like, I don't even know who this guy is. Who cares?
I think next up,
Pikmin.
No. You know what? Here's the thing. I know what needs to happen, so I know it's this. Now I think Pikmin's number 4.
That is a hot take, but okay.
We have Wind Waker, Pikmin 2, Melee, and Metroid Prime.
This is my hot take. I would rank it over Metroid Prime, but I understand that I'm in the very minority of that, and that's just because that stupid cloaked enemy that was stuck in the door would not let me scan him. Yeah. He ruined Metroid Prime for me. I was trying to scan everything, and that cloaked enemy got stuck in the door, and I could not. He was the only time you could scan him, and I will never forgive him.
You could have just started a new save, Aaron,
and start all the way over. Come on.
Anyway,
you don't even need 100% to get the best ending.
Anyway, it's over.
Yeah.
I've put that trauma behind me. Pikmin 2 is my number. I guess will be number 4. Go play Pikmin 2. It is awesome.
Yeah. I would argue.
I think number
3 would be Wind Waker.
That I was about to say that myself, actually.
All right.
Here's the thing. I think the thing is, Cameron and I came into this knowing what number 1 was. I think number 2 is Melee.
The polls were all pointing towards this candidate.
I think number 2 is Super Smash Brothers Melee.
I think you are crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Here's the thing. They're like neck to neck. And
they are
neck Melee. I think I had a year worth of gameplay playing Melee.
People still have Melee tournaments. They still play this game, and outside of Ultimate, it is the best Smash Brothers game.
But that's the thing, is you said outside of Ultimate. That was my argument, is it's not even the best Smash game.
Well, and here's another argument. If we're talking about
Ultimate has
Metroid
3
Prime
times.
Is also pretty well speedrun.
Ultimate has 3 times the roster of Melee. That's not really fair, and it's like what 4 or 5 generations later, on the newest system. We're talking about what's on the GameCube. I think Melee is superior. I could hand Melee to any person and they would play it and be in. I cannot hand Metroid Prime to anybody or to everybody. They'd be like, they most of them would be stuck at the first shoot the 4 missile thing target puzzle to open the gate.
Thing is I don't even. To me, Melee is not a contender at all for the top 10 video games of all time. To me, Metroid Prime is a contender for that.
Caleb, he got stuck in the doorway.
Yes, you had one rude encounter with the candidate, and you decided to deserve the presidency.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Listen,
I
placed higher in the hide and seek competition, and they edited it to make it look like I was losing, and now I'm going to destroy his empire. That's all it is to it.
Here's the thing. I conceded Custom Robo number 10. I conceded Twilight Princess to number 6 and Resident Evil to number 4. And that is because I know what is right.
I'll tell you what. You all can put Metroid Prime as number 1, but I will not concede this election, and I will see you both at the Supreme Court. We'll take this to the Supreme Court.
Oh gosh, you're gonna storm the whiteboard.
You're gonna storm the Nintendo Museum when it opens.
But I'm outnumbered here. It's 2-1, so I
thought the Electoral College dictates.
The popular vote went to Smash Bros. Melee, so I'm just saying, popular vote went to Smash Bros. Melee. You all just got Pennsylvania somehow. So,
well, we did it. We have the definitive Culture Shark top 10 Nintendo GameCube titles.
Through the power of democracy.
Through the power of democracy. This is more tiring than I thought it was going to be.
No, I knew this was going to be tiring.
I am putting a big asterisk by this.
I've rigged the Supreme Court with a bunch of Metroid speedrunners.
They're all what are they, the Chozo or whatever? Yeah.
The Chozo, yeah.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of old Supreme Court. How I don't like it, but I'm not going to say the word concede. I don't concede, but I
you respect it though.
It is our system that we have, and I have to. I am asking that Chibi Robo not certify the vote, and he is disagreeing with me. So we're having a little fallout with Chibi Robo right now. He may not agree to be my running mate again after this. Yeah, so luckily we don't have to worry about another one of these election shows again for another 4 years. So
we'll see you in 4 years for the Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
that one's worse.
But hey, in all seriousness, if you have not done it and you are a United States citizen, go vote. It's important. We're not going to tell you to vote for, but it is. A lot of people died, so you could go have the freedom to vote. And,
a lot of people died to have the free will to play GameCube games.
A lot of people. Hey, I waited in line for over 12 hours at a Walmart. I had to sit in a seat for 12 hours to get a GameCube that opening day.
I just had to open
question. Hold on, question. Did you stand in line longer for the GameCube or to vote?
Oh, for the GameCube. Far longer. I stayed in line multiple times for a Wii. A lot of times they sold out every time. So in the snow, I waited in line for those. But voting, that took me like 2 minutes. I just voted.
So, this was a lot of fun. Hopefully this... Here's the thing. Like you said, it was very, very quick. The point of this is that even though that elections are important, it should not consume you as a person. So do your duty, do what you feel is right. But at the end of the day, you can only do so much, and so don't worry about what you can't control. Just worry about what you can control, and learn to have fun with the idea of democracy with the GameCube games.
So we're gonna wrap up.
I thought I said something very profound.
Caleb, what is on the docket for next week?
So for the next 3 weeks, we're actually trying something extremely different. We are going to be reviewing Arcane as it comes out. So for the next 3 weeks, Arcane Season 2 is being released in 3 acts, each act releasing on a Saturday. So next week, we will be reviewing Act 1 of Season 3 of Arcane, Season 2 of Arcane.
Yes, so super excited for this. We are, I don't know if Chunko's watched it, but Caleb and I are both big fans of.
I've tried to get him to watch it. It hadn't happened yet.
I haven't. I'll get around to it.
So we are big fans of Arcane. So this will be kind of like our Arcane month. Super excited for Season 2. And from what I understand, this will be the end of the Arcane story, but not the end of League of Legends.
Entertainment.
Yeah, after Arcane ends, they're just going to cancel all League of Legends. We're going to take it off
over.
servers.
Yeah, just shutting it all down.
Yeah, Faker wins League of Legends. T1 is the ultimate winner. No more Worlds. Funny enough, Worlds was yesterday. T1 and Faker, his team ended up winning again, like the Tom Brady of video games he is. And Linkin Park played.
I have no clue what Caleb's talking about, but until next time, I'm Final Monkey.
And I'm Caleb.
And I'm Chunko.
And we'll miss you, Peanut.
All right.
Rest
See
in
ya.
peace.